Hello there. Hope you are doing well and in high spirits. Thank you so much for being here. This is a reading on what to focus on to help improve a part of your life you've been wanting to improve. So this is just some gentle advice that can help you, that can assist you to improve some area that you've been wanting to. If nothing comes to mind, this may not be your reading, or if you just want to sit on it for a moment and try to think, what area of my life have I been wanting to improve? Maybe it's money, maybe it's home, maybe it's health, maybe it's about your dreams or your pursuits, but whatever it may be, just maybe take a deep breath, close your eyes and think about that for a moment, and then see which pile you feel most drawn to. If you feel drawn to more than one, then go ahead and watch as many as you feel drawn to. All right, this is timeless, so anytime you're coming across this and it resonates, it's for you. All right, and also please remember, anytime in these readings, if something is negative or confusing, you always have the power to cancel, clear, reject that information. You never have to take it on. All right, you could always email us, frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com, for personal reading inquiries. That is the only way to set up a personal reading with us right now. All right, so just watch out for people that try to reach out to you. That's a scam. That's not real. Okay, so we've got pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4, beginning with group 1. Hello, group 1, and welcome. All right, let's go ahead and see what is the focus. All right, so this is all about truth, okay? This can be about expressing truths. This is about clarity, communication of truth. It is also about new mindsets, new perspectives on things, and also seeking out information, situations, anything that can assist you to obtain a new perspective, okay? And this new perspective, it doesn't just have to be on the focus that you're here for. It can be on many different things. It can be a big new perspective where, maybe you take a new perspective on life altogether, or like many areas of it. But here it is also definitely about what you're looking at. For example, if you're looking at money, it's like taking a new perspective on what money is, what abundance means. Maybe looking at different videos and speakers and books and things that can give you new information to look at that a new way, which can also be about undoing some of our old paradigms. Usually, in everything I've learned and understand, when we want to undo our old paradigms, wiring, mentalities, this kind of an energy, we don't seek to undo them, but we seek to recognize them. So we look at our truth and our reality as face on, as square on as we can. We look at, maybe we go into our past and we look at where that came from. We look at, how, again, I'm just using the money as an example because it's an easy example to use right now. How did my mom feel about money? How did my dad feel about money? Or how did whoever raised me feel about money, right? Maybe nobody raised me. I was in the foster system, and what view did that give me on money, right? Did I have lack? Did I not? What kind of feeling did I have around money? Like, starting as far back as you can kind of go and just looking at those things. Maybe you write it down. Sometimes just shining the light on things, seeing them, is a huge way to bring, just giving that awareness is a huge way to bring that undoing or that understanding to kind of unravel what is there. So even though you might not go in with that goal, by doing that, it makes things so clear. It makes you see the wiring, so instead of it all being hidden, it's present. And from there, when you're able to do that, and then you're able to, repeated information is another way we really rewire. And you're able to, expose yourself to repeated informations of new perspectives, or maybe all different informations, and then settle on a new perspective. That's a way that repetition, once you've kind of exposed the internal wiring, that repetition is very effective. And even if you haven't, been able to expose every little concept that you built since you were young, still being able to repeat and repeat and repeat new ways of thinking, and to kind of surround yourself with that, or the opportunity for that, or just even for some of you, it won't always be information. It can also be like changing up your routine. This is going to help you. So maybe you decide to go with different people, or take some kind of a different class, or you decide to wake up at a different time and start doing different habits. Like, there's a lot of different ways to gain new perspective. But basically, your answer here is to, it could also be again about truth. So being honest with yourself or with somebody, but very like, you know, truthfully honest here. Speaking on that, perhaps communicating on that, you know, some form of communication that can be hard. I do feel like with the image here, there is a bit of a connection to either vulnerability or parts of yourself that you don't always appreciate, or maybe somebody doesn't appreciate, or accusations that have been thrown at you before. There's childhood energy here. I feel a little bit of like somebody could have accused you, for example, of being like self-serving at times, or being very like spoiled, or royalistic, or acting like you I don't know, acting like you are not seeing you in the best light, and you might have embodied that at a time, or taken that on at a time as well. That could be for one of you here. And if that's the case, whether this was like a parent or a relationship or a friend, then there's a good chance that you are able to take a new perspective on this. First off, to communicate your truth about it, to communicate your reality about it, how you feel about it, and then to take a new perspective on it. And communication about it can be like writing it out or talking to somebody, right? So I would say here, that's kind of the gist of what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and grab you guys as well an oracle card. Yeah, I really hear strongly new mindsets. And also, not just new mindsets, but new mindsets are available to you now. All right? And this can open up a very new path for you as well. A new mindset can change everything. I mean, that can change your entire experience, your entire perspective on what is even. So, you know, if there's an area that feels really hard or really challenging, and you start to try and go on the pursuit of building up a new way to look at it, that's huge, you know. That can change a lot. A lot can be in our minds, you know, if not everything, arguably, because, you know, without that, how do we perceive, really? Do you have an additional message? Okay, there's actually two. Nice. Air, which is also the sign of the swords. So it's about air, communication. It is that energy. And then also the root chakra. That can have a lot to do with your security, your stability. So this is about ground and center. So grounding could really assist you guys. Centering yourself. Meditation, getting out in nature is a huge one, especially connecting to like the earth or the ground. If that resonates with you, that can be a big one. Hold on, guys, I'm gonna close the door. Eating red foods like root vegetables, beets, things like this. Listening to shamanic drumming. These are a few examples I like, but anything. I mean, there's a million ways to do this. Nature is one of the greatest ways. And also, if you do meditations on your root chakra, it kind of lets you know that you know, letting you know you're safe, letting you know that you are here in the now, this kind of an energy. It does remind you that if you've been stressing out about your environment or about things, this is foundations, grounding, basic needs, survival, physical identity, responsibilities, the place where we build our lives, and time in nature. Okay, so this particular deck, it tells you just to spend time in nature. Sit or stand barefoot in nature and feel your roots merging with the earth beneath you. Consider your founding beliefs. So it's exactly what we talked about. And this is a really nice confirmation from Spirit to give us this, because this is about looking down at those roots, looking at those beliefs, you know. If those beliefs no longer serve you, it may be time to reconsider your priorities or the foundations you live your life by. Be aware of any reoccurring patterns that may be holding you back. Okay, and this is the base of the spine and the groin. The color is red. All right, and the themes are home, foundations, physical basis, and responsibility. This is also about bringing you in from a place of survival into a place of thriving, right? And then paradigm shift, 13 air, same paradigm shift. That's that mind and perspective shift. And I'll tell you what it says here is an innovative way of existing, new earth energies, inspiring others, fresh air, flying higher than you have before, more expansive perspectives, and consciousness shift. Okay, so this is about communication, sharing wisdom, the breath of life, movement, faith, winged helpers, so fae, fairies, angels, different winged creatures, okay? They could show up, dragonflies, birds too, that can show up in your reality. Intention, inspiration, and change, okay? So really nice confirmation there. And, look into it. If it doesn't always make sense, look into it, because this is going to really help you in whatever this area is. And it's not always as hard as it seems. Sometimes it's more just about carving that little space out for ourselves. Right? So send you guys lots of love, wellness, and success on your path. Take care. Hello and welcome, group 2. All right, let's go ahead and see what is it to focus on to help improve an area of your life you've been wanting to improve. This is kind of about stillness. This is being still. This could be about delaying a trip or not taking a trip right now that you had, wanted to or planned or scheduled. There could be something valuable about staying where you are. This could also be about not starting up something new at the moment. It doesn't have to be forever, but just right now while you're getting this message, you've been looking for guidance on something for a reason. So if that resonates with you, just try to remember you came for a reason. There's already something in you that was wondering, all right? So maybe not starting up something new and passionate with someone. Maybe it's a younger fire energy. That's possible because it is the Page of Wands. But it really feels to me like stillness, like being where you are, and not doing that venture right this moment. And not because you're not going to be able to. I do feel like you will. I just feel like it's not the moment exactly now, and maybe there's a feeling of wanting to rush something or wanting to push against resistance or to just make something happen, but it might not be the exact moment. Okay, I'm going to get a few supporting cards for this one just to see if there's anything else to enhance this message with. Anything to add to this, please and thank you. Anything to add to this for group 2? Yeah, this is letting you know that when it is kind of like time to move forwards, you're going to be supported and moved forwards by or with a team, with the help of a team. All right. I'm also seeing some kind of a release from judgment here, or from a shared financial or resource situation. Okay, it could be any kind of shared situation. I'm also seeing some kind of a release here from perhaps a system. A societal structure, a system, could even be like a marriage or something, but even just from the confines or the box of a system like religion or some kind of a hierarchy. Could also be that you don't have all the informations yet, okay, for something that you need, or all the understanding yet, okay? And it could also be that you haven't yet understood the pros and the cons of a certain decision or a certain path, and we haven't really weighed that to judgment yet, okay, in a way that is also caring about our physical well-being or our self-preservation, all right? But in general, I definitely feel when the time comes, you will be moved forwards or assisted in moving forwards by a team, okay? This is like the worker bee. This is like help. It takes a whole group, and you're showing up as the queen bee here. So you have a lot of respect and support that assists you with this. And even if it's not literally people around you, it can be things that are given to you by a group of people, or, multiple different people or facets that come through. I'm also picking up on some kind of a love energy for some of you. I'm really eyeing the romance angel deck as I'm talking here and zoning, and I'm just feeling like, there is something about love coming through in your reading as well that will be a focus, or is a focus in all of this, all right? And even about, I know it's a little silly, but fated, like the energy of fate, fated meetings, fated like destiny stuff, So of what is meant to be. Man, I always hit this thing. All right. self-fulfilling prophecy right there. Cancel that. I do not always hit this thing. All right, let's get one more supporting oracle card for you guys here. Nice. We've got stepping through 47. Again, I really feel it will be time for you to step through. It just might not be at this exact moment. All right. You've got this hummingbird here as well. Could be a passed on grandma for some of you, or a loved one that's with you, even if you never knew them. You don't really even know or realize. You might feel it, but you don't even know or realize how many energies and people beyond and are with you, helping you. Okay, there's a lot. So this is follow your heart. Dream big. Yeah, don't settle for less if you can help it. Stepping through something that has been holding you back. The threshold, starting new projects, self-belief. It is all possible. The road less traveled, and trust. So again, it's like you're ramping up for something. It's like you're getting ready for something. And all of this thing that you want, or you are looking for, or you desire, or you feel, it is here. You are encouraged towards it. You are on the right path with that. It just feels like there's something that you need to, it might not even be that you need to. It might just be that there's something that's coming in that's going to reveal the path that is really the way to do it, that feels the highest way in a sense to do it, or the most you know, the not settling kind of path, or the one that's not as maybe hard. Maybe it's a bit easier here. Okay, so this oracle card is telling you that when it comes to dreams and projects you've been putting off, now is the time to start, even if it's just one small element of the bigger picture. Okay, it's kind of that just do it energy, which is funny because it's a little conflicting with the Page of Wands in reverse, but I'm thinking that your situation must be a bit nuanced. So hopefully that makes sense for you, where it's like, do the project, do the thing, right? Work on the thing. There's an energy of awakening here and something that's available. But, you know, maybe again, this is a person, a younger fire energy, or maybe this is some kind of a particular pursuit, but maybe do it where you are right now. Could be something like that. Okay. This is just saying, when you start something, talk about it and take consistent steps to actualize it. You don't always have to talk about it. I don't know if that's a little bit, it depends on how you feel about that. But you will see it take on a momentum of its own, which could be this a bit too. It's like once you start to do the thing from where you are, it starts to take that momentum itself, right? There's those worker bees and that helping team could actually be that project or that dream or that thing that you're investing in. This also says, don't be afraid to fail. Okay, the success we see around us has come from perseverance. Falling and getting back up again is part of the journey, okay? This says you might be able to manage most aspects of a project, and it is great to have an incentive to learn more skills, but it doesn't mean you need to do it on your own. Exactly. So you guys, this message, I hope you're sticking with, because this message, I'm seeing it's a lot more about not doing something entirely on your own for yourself. To accept help, to make and create a place where there is a support of some kind. It doesn't have to always be people, but where you're tapped in and tuned into that support and you realize it and you can utilize it. If you notice here in this image, she's got one of these bees on her hand and she's looking at it, and it's creating honey, and that's like abundance, and that's really precious material, honey. So, you know, it's there's an awareness of that, and she's letting them kind of float her above the ground. She doesn't even have to walk, you know, but she's also letting that dream be built, letting that thing be built, you know. So whatever you are aiming to achieve, there are people out there with the tools, skills, and energy you may be missing. Look at the bigger picture and delegate, okay? It says, what you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it, all right? That's a quote by John Anster, inspired by Joanne Wolfgang von Goethe. So just remember, it might not be so much about not doing something, but it might be about starting now from where you are and accepting that help and that team and that group and kind of looking at it from that angle. This does say for this that the time is now. Very specifically, it says that. No more excuses or tomorrows. Whatever you've been putting off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. You may feel a little outside your comfort zone, but that is where the magic happens. Take a leap. Combine your intuition with a plan of action. Break it down and trust the puzzle will come together piece by piece through the courageous act of making a start, okay? And again, for some of you, there's a pause, okay? If the thing you're wanting to do, for example, is to go take a trip or take some kind of an adventure or deal with a new passion with a younger fire energy or something, there might be a bit of a pause. Even though this says the time is now, I really feel like the time is here. It's coming. It just might not be. There's still something about what you need to gain in your knowledge or learn or understand, okay? But combined efforts, for those of you that this is more about moving or a trip or something where I feel like your dreams or your passions are involved in this somehow. It just seems like there's a different way to do something that's just not settling. All right. And until you do that, or until you find that, be where you are and develop with what you can now, in the here and now. Like, for example, if you're a musician and you don't really have the right space or studio to do music in, then you just start with what you have. Maybe you go into the bathroom and record, or you go into your bedroom and record, and you just work with the tools that you have. Maybe you only have, GarageBand, but you make it happen, and you just start with that. Okay, it can be that kind of an energy, but I really hope this made sense for you guys. I know these seemed a little contradictory, but they do fit together. It just feels a bit nuanced. So all the love to you. Be well. Really hope this helped. Hello and welcome, group 3, to your message. Okay, so this is what to focus on to help improve a part of your life you've been wanting to improve. Thank you so much for being here. Interesting. So this is usually a card of separating from something. This can be like moving on from a contract, from a lease even, some kind of an official agreement. This can also be moving on from a marriage, okay? This can be an energy of divorce. 4 of Wands for me is the marriage card. So when I see it reversed, it can be about divorce or even delaying some kind of deep commitment, delaying a marriage, waiting on, delaying some kind of commitment that you want to make, a move, a unification of some kind, okay? This is definitely like, no, if you know what's best for you is what I hear, like knowing what's good for you in a way, and being able to be bold enough and still enough within yourself, or confident enough to really put, make that the thing, put your foot down in a sense. Okay, I'm gonna get a couple supporting cards for this message for you guys. This is like separating as well from something that perhaps has caused you a lot of conflict, argument, chaos, confusion, restricted action or movement, that kind of an energy. This could even have to do with family, okay? Or somebody, again, that you're really close to or something, a situation. But if this situation has kind of been a situation where there was conflict, and where there was all this like chaotic kind of energy at times, that has taken a toll here. And moving away from that, or even just taking a step back from that, or delaying a deeper commitment around something that's been like that, it's important. It's kind of like pay attention to the red flags or the things that are draining your energy or are hard here. It doesn't mean that it has to be like a forever thing. People can grow, things can change. But I do definitely feel here like it's important to have a sense of self-preservation and awareness, okay? Because something might not be that great for you here. I do feel as well here, this is group 2 had this as well, but it's like the message of teamwork, of support, of letting yourself be supported, of letting that teamwork come through. So this could even be focusing on work or focusing in on work. So there may be an opportunity here for that, where you're able to be kind of carried forward or supported forward, or where you're able to focus more on work in a particular way or a different way, with a lot of help here. Anything else for group 3? Please and thank you. Almost. I hear je suis contente, so maybe to look at places in your life where you are already content as well, and not rush more into the picture right now, or just enhance your focus on what is bringing happiness in for you, what is encouraging that energy of of contentment, because when, of course, we focus on that, we bring more. I just saw 333 on the clock, just barely, okay? An energy of options. So we'll go ahead and get a supporting oracle card for this. For group 3, please and thank you, a supporting message. All right, this one came out in reverse. Let me just finish the shuffle. Okay, so this is an 18 in reverse. It's alignment. So you're just a bit out of alignment perhaps right now, or maybe life feels a bit out of alignment. That's no big deal. That happens, but it can feel like a big deal when we are, because everything could seem a little uncertain, unclear, chaotic. All right, this says inner integrity, being a vibrational match for what you want to bring into your life, manifesting from a place of love over fear, energy flows where attention goes, subconscious sabotage, and seamlessly actualizing our dreams. The subconscious sabotage sticks out to me a bit. For example, if you were in the boat of trying to rush yourself into a connection, contract, something official, some kind of a union, something like that, that could be against the what's happened. That could be part of that. I feel like when you pull yourself away from conflict a bit here, it doesn't mean you have to avoid it all entirely. I think that's not really possible, but when you kind of pull yourself away from it, it's really healthy for you. Okay, it really helps you live in a way. So this is talking a lot about manifesting, like to bring something into your life, becoming that vibrational match for it, which would make sense for why we want to reduce especially a conflicted environment, or something that binds us really, like a contract or something, where we want to kind of put ourselves in a more peaceful state where we can focus on, what is working, what does feel content, what does feel here for us, and then to create more of that. All right, this says look at where your desires and manifestations are being seeded. If your plans or dreams aren't unfolding as you would like them to, it's time to take a deeper look at other areas in your life. Is something out of step with integrity? Are you making decisions through fear or love? Okay, if it is through fear or avoidance or even lack, your manifestations may seemingly backfire to encourage experiences that will bring you back into balance. Okay, it is time to become a vibrational match for what you are seeking. Instead of striving harder for something, cultivate the feeling of already having all you seek. You will be surprised at what this shift in perspective creates. All right, so this is really important. To bring something to your life, like we said, imagine what it feels like to already have your desire and cultivate that feeling. This is the key to powerful manifesting. And even just find an example of how you do already have that thing. It might not be in the way or the amount or the concept that you have, but somehow you do. And to, build that. Preparing ourselves and our environment as if what we are manifesting is a certainty also creates a shift in our thinking. When we want and strive for something, we create more wanting and striving. When we immerse ourselves in what it is like to already have something, we will be in the perfect vibration to receive it. I know it's not always that simple as well, but it feels nourishing and it feels good to just focus on what is there, to what is working, and to that feeling state as it is. And again, detaching from, moving away from, something that's brought some conflict here, restricted action, or not jumping into something like that, can be a really smart idea. Just to say as well, there's the wands, so there's that fire energy here. There's also a bit of air energy showing through, and a bit of earth. I do see a little bit of water, but almost in your energy. That won't be for everyone, of course, but there's a real focus on the wands first here, the fire suits, and then on air, okay, and then a little bit on earth here as well. So just putting that out there. And also maybe somebody's ego is at play here, not so much you, but somebody around. So you guys, that's what we have for you. I really hope that assisted you and gave you some help. Sending you lots of love and wellness. Take care. Hello and welcome, group 4, for what to focus on to help improve a part of your life you've been wanting to improve. Thank you so much for being here. All right. All right. This is interesting. This is a bit different than the messages before. I feel there's a few things here. One thing is focusing on real experiences, real truths, real informations, okay, a reality. Another thing is kind of looking at what is a false contentment or a false complacency or a false comfort in a way, or what is actually not content for you. So the groups before you, it's very like focused on what is working, you know, that mindset of like what is already working. Here it's like being real with yourself, really being real with yourself. Also, you might want to do a little bit of like a sea salt soap, or if you got a little sage or Sanopala wood or anything that you can do, nature, open your homes to just clear up your energy a bit to make things more clear. All right. I really felt the sage in there. And also we just did that through the video a bit, so that'll help as well. But it's definitely about getting real with your emotions yourself, what actually feels good for you, okay? What actually feels like it's working for you, or what you're just telling yourself. And then there's the word complacent that comes here as well. So there can be a great message in looking in the areas in your life that don't feel content for you, that don't feel emotionally fulfilled or satisfied for you, okay? Where maybe you feel very dependent or very unenthusiastic, okay? And you're unalived and unemotional. Anything to support this message? Interesting. King of Cups in reverse. That can be literally like moving away from some kind of a water energy, but it can also say like where the emotions are not super developed, or where they feel more immature, or again, you're feeling a sense of lack or not feeling really satisfied. That can be a great message, okay? It can also be somebody seems great, you know, but you're not feeling, if you're really real with yourself, emotionally, you're not feeling it. And there's a reason for that. Oh, that's way too many. Thank you. Anything else to support this message for group 4, please and thank you. Interesting. That's about expansion, healing after feeling left out in the cold or rejected. This is about feeling helpless, unmotivated, disempowered. I hear keen to our senses. This is about an internal truth too that could be hidden or hiding, or that is very repressed, scared. Be connected to your inner child or your child self, and that could be part of why it's in that position, okay? Something could actually scare you here, and that's why it's harder to admit something here, or to realize that you're not feeling something, not feeling it. I hear the past is now behind you. You don't want it or need it, and now it is gone. Anything else to support this message, please and thank you. Starseer. This is an interesting message. It feels a bit deep within, or a bit on the emotional side of things. Okay, I feel like everything is kind of in the, it's like really deep in the mind here, deep in the subconscious even, or the more unconscious stuff that we store deeper down. You could be dealing with a water energy. You could be healing from something. It could have also been rejected or left by a water energy here, or King of Cups, and like, you know, that's created a sense of expansion or of healing now since then, but it's left a sense of disempowerment at the same time. So let's see what this card says. So this is 46 Star Seer. Okay, let's see how this fits into your message. This says, listen to your intuition. Trust the holistic journey. Dreams finding their way into being, the bigger picture, a more aligned outcome than expected. I really want to highlight that one. A more aligned outcome than expected. Yes. Okay, yes. And clarity of the greater path. So the bigger picture, the bigger path. You could have helped somebody here as well. It might have felt like it was you who got hurt. And you if you feel that, you have. But you might have not been able to see how you really helped somebody here. It's just sometimes it's hard to recognize when we help others. Especially when it's not done knowingly. So this just says, have you ever headed toward a specific destination, but instead of it being where you ended up, the journey was the catalyst for getting you where you were meant to go? I mean, that's life in a lot of ways. Have you ever felt the universe was conspiring against you and nothing seemed to be working out as planned, but then everything came together in a way that was so perfect? This card is about the journey not going as planned, but the outcome being better than you thought possible. When we set our dreams and intentions, internal or external shifts may need to occur before we start to see results. Outdated doors may need to close. Ideas that you are holding back may need to transform. Okay, so there can be a lot of ideas around the emotions, around emotional maturity, even around contentment, around what makes you happy and doesn't, around what's real and what's false, okay, or what's real and what's not so real. Maybe around a King of Cups energy, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, masculine energy, or somebody who's a leader in charge, maybe quite generous, okay? Generosity too, you know, it does not mean that you owe somebody anything or that they're a great person. It doesn't mean that we don't appreciate or aren't grateful for that, because that's huge, you know, but it doesn't encompass all that they are, or mean that they somehow, it's not to see someone through rose-tinted glasses if someone needs that message, okay? We also need to see all facets as much as we can. So life's winding roads may make it seem as though you are off the path despite how right your decision may feel. Trust and know, that's the neighbor dog. Trust and know that your higher self may have bigger plans for you. There might be some adventures on the way or not. All right, let me move on to here. So this just says, keep believing in yourself. Trust in your dreams enough to let the serendipities unfold. Let go enough to allow space for unexpected opportunities. Even when the route is not as direct as you imagined, listen to your intuition and know you have got this. All right, so there's a lot of encouragement here, especially because maybe you're just feeling shy or uncertain or helpless or bound or disempowered about something, about a decision. But like they said, the outcome is better than imagined, because you've got the Five of Coins in reverse here. Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is all about expansion. Again, healing after being rejected or feeling left out in the cold, coming out of limitation, all right? I kind of feel the energy of breakthrough here. And it's okay to feel, you know, not believe in yourself, or to not have that that faith or that feeling of like, yes, I got this, but you can do this anyways, okay? You can. And let this be an encouragement to you, and may other encouragements come to you in your life. And you also have the power of foresight very strongly. Some of you, there's a Pisces energy that you carry, or an indigo type of energy, a violet energy, a seer's energy, okay, which is really strong, literally like this, the star seer. So that's really beautiful. So the dogs are saying it's time to end. We send you guys lots of love. I hope you are doing well. I hope this helped you a bit, as much as possible. And take care of yourselves, okay? Good luck.